Call the City of Hayes Commission meeting Thursday, July 13th to order. First item on the agenda would be the June 22nd minutes. Any changes? No. We good? Next item would be citizen comments for non-agenda items. Olga?
Yes, hi. Olga Dietrich with Sister City Committee. I wanted to give a quick update on our activities over the sesquicentennial. We have a delegation coming from Paraguay from our sister city, Santa Maria. And we will follow mostly the public events and bring them to all of these. We have a couple highlights that we'd like the commissioners to attend if they're available. One of them would be on Saturday at 1 p.m. We have a dedication of an art display for our partnership at the Hayes Public Library. And then we're also looking at doing a dinner with the commissioners if they're available. And then we will be part of the official proclamation on Sunday in the park. So this is an FYI and option to give you guys a chance to ask any questions if there's any questions or concerns. I emailed out some more detailed information, so feel free to reach out to me directly.
And everything in that, Olga. I really
Yes,
appreciated getting that
it
in.
is.
Appreciate the invitation.
It is, absolutely. And you're more than welcome to attend any of the activities and join us for any of the events, but it would be great to actually be able to meet some of the delegates from Paraguay. And we actually just had word that we have some delegates from our Chinese sister city in town as well through the
Awesome.
university.
Awesome.
So we're actually trying to tie them into some of our activities and maybe also have the Paraguayans meet with the Chinese and kind of have a bigger vision of our sister cities.
Who is all the delegates that are, do you know, like, do you have?
Yes, it's one of the tourism, the tourism coordinator, and then the person who's in charge of their secondary education, their technical college. And then the mayor was not able to come, but then also the governor of the state of Misiones, where Santa Maria is located. And the governor actually came last
Yeah,
year.
he was here
Right,
last
yeah.
Yes, so we wanted to invite also the lady who was instrumental in starting the partnership from the Paraguayan side, but for personal reasons, she wasn't able to attend, so.
Well, I plan on attending. I think I'll be able to
Great.
attend most of them. The Saturday one may be a little bit tight for me, but I'm planning on attending. So if
I
Fantastic.
think I'll be able to be at most of
Yeah.
it, too. So thank you very
Thank you.
much.
if
Thank
there's
you.
anything I can do, let me know.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Olga. Anybody else? Okay. Next item on the agenda, employee promotions and new hires.
Good evening, Commissioners. Erin Giebler, Director of Human Resources. I get the pleasure of introducing a familiar face to you. Jeff Crispin has been promoted to the Director of Water Resources position, a position he's filled in the interim since April. Before that, he was the Assistant Director of Water Resources. He has done a great job in the interim, and we expect him to continue to do that job very well. So, Jeff, congratulations.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
I'm going to pass it over to Jeff.
Good evening, Commissioners. Jeff Crispin, Director of Water Resources. And I get the privilege of announcing the promotion of Jason Riegel, also a familiar face with the city. Jason's been filling two roles now. He's also water conservation specialist as well as wastewater superintendent. Big project going on. Obviously, it's summertime, so it's been very busy. Been doing great in that role. Jason started with us in October of 2013 and has filled that role of conservation. July 24th, we should be able to pass the baton a little bit, but Jason holds a Class 4 certification from KDHE for wastewater. He spent 8 years with the City of Lawrence in their wastewater operations, and I know we're in good hands moving forward with this project. So happy to have Jason on board in that position.
Awesome. Congratulations to both of you guys.
Congratulations,
Thank
both
you.
of you. Very good.
Well deserved.
Good evening, Commissioners. Jeff Boyle, Director of Parks. On my left here, I'd like to introduce Neil Duden. Neil started with the city on May 9th. As a park maintenance worker, Neil was the head custodian building operator for USD 273 in Beloit for 16 years.
Oh,
So Neil's very experienced in all aspects of the work we do, and we're very fortunate to have him on board.
we're glad to have you in
Yeah.
Hayes.
Very
It's
glad
good to be
have you,
here.
Hayes.
It's good to be back.
Are you from Beloit originally?
No, I'm from Hayes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you are from
Yeah,
Hayes. Very
grew up
good.
here,
Well,
went to Hayes High.
welcome
Oh,
home.
awesome. Yeah, welcome home.
Came back.
The gentleman on his left is Chance Giolis. Chance started with the city of Hayes on June 6th. Prior to moving to Kansas, Chance was a golf course maintenance worker and supervisor at the Aurora Hills Golf Course in Aurora, Colorado.
Played it.
Again, Chance has lots of experience and has brought a lot to the table for the Parks Department, so we're very pleased to have him on board as well.
That's awesome.
Very
That was a good move. We're way better than Aurora.
That way.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you all.
you, guys.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
taking the time to come.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good evening, Commissioners. I'm the Interim Director of Public Works, John Brown, and I'm here to introduce two new maintenance workers in our service division. I have Mike Fonensteel and Andy Van Epps. Both of them started in June and have performed very well for us. We're very happy, and I think they're excited to be here. You have anything?
Are they treating you right?
Oh, yeah. And then we have a promotion to recognize.
Well,
Johnny.
yeah, thanks for joining us.
Johnny Rupp is been promoted to Maintenance Worker 2 in our Solid Waste Division. Johnny basically runs the day-to-day operation of our compost site. And when he's not at the compost site, he's helping out with solid waste and picking up recycling and solid waste. So, Johnny, how long have you worked for the city?
7 years.
7 years. So, and his supervisor, Marvin Honus, is here too if you want to, if Marvin has anything to say. Okay.
Well, I use your work very often. I've made many trips to the compost
Yeah,
pile this
us too.
year.
Haven't we all, so,
I think that's a great benefit to the people in Hayes. I'm really glad to have that out there.
yep. Congratulations on
Good
your
job.
promotion.
Thank you very
you.
much.
I think that's it. Should we give him a hand, guys?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Thank you, guys. All right. Next item on the agenda would be the consent agenda. As you can see, there's just some recommendations that will be voted on July 27th. We don't need to. No. On that, right, okay. Next, or unfinished business, no. New business, Ambassador Hotel abatement, 3603 Vine Street.
Good evening, Jesse Rohr, Planning Inspection Enforcement Superintendent. This particular agenda item is to request approval of a resolution to abate and move forward with property demolition and cleanup of the Ambassador Hotel located at 3603 Vine Street. In case anyone wouldn't be familiar with the location, just south of Interstate on Vine. A few points about the property and the project. The hotel itself did cease all operations as a hotel December 1st of 2015. The property owner chose to pursue demolition due to the condition of the property at that time and clear the property for possible redevelopment. A demolition permit was issued by the city on November 30th, 2016. To this point, and for the abatement, all required notifications were sent to the property owner as required by law. And other than at last week's work session, there's been no attempt of the owner to contact the city. Let's run through quickly some various pictures. Like I say, most of you have been by the property. As far as the pictures, they start about the beginning of May. You'll see, for the most part, continued progress since that time. Here about the middle of May. You'll see our postings as required, part of the notification process that were done on site there. This will be along the west side of the property. Here we're about the first week of June. Continued process on demolition, not so much on hauling any material from the property side itself. These pictures were from yesterday. Mostly what remains of the property currently standing is on the very southwest corner of the building. So as with most abatements, the options pretty much remain the same. You can approve the resolution as requested. That would allow for abatement of the property. You could choose to not approve the resolution or provide other direction to city staff. Staff would recommend approving the resolution that would authorize the city to move forward with the cleanup of the property. If that is the case, the city would have to temporarily finance the demolition project with the intention of recouping the costs through a property tax lien if necessary. So with that, the action requested tonight would be, again, to approve the resolution as presented. That would allow the city manager to take any and all action necessary to abate the nuisance conditions at 3603 Vine Street. And again, if necessary, for the financing, any costs will be paid from the commission capital reserves. With that, I would take any questions you might have. I do want to say real quick, there is a representative of the property here tonight, Mr. Greg Wallers. If you happen to have any questions or comments for him, I think you could ask him to speak if you desire.
Thank you.
I'd move that we approve resolution number 2017-10 as presented and authorize the city manager to take all actions necessary to abate the nuisance of 3603 Vine Street, Hays, Kansas, 10 days after the approval date, and that the costs be paid from the commission capital reserve.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second on the floor. Any further comments?
Don't really have any comments.
One thing I would say is it looks like there's been some progress the last few days, and I think all of us up here would love to see it done to where we don't have to take action. But
That would be ideal.
I know the community wants us to do it now, but I think we're doing the right thing, and hopefully the property owner will get it taken care of and be done very soon. So. You guys, okay?
Unless the
Yeah, unless
representative wants to talk.
You wanted to? Quickly. Yeah. Come up here and state your name, sir, if you'd like to.
My name is Greg Wallers. I work for the property owner. Currently trying to find additional contractors to help get this done. We just ask that if there's any possibility to work with the city to get help and who to talk to, how to do it, and if we see progress, maybe we don't have to take action.
Sure.
It'll still be on the table, but, if we can keep the project progressing. I've spent all day today trying to contact the different departments and
Sure.
set things up to get it going.
Well, we appreciate that. I think Jesse and everybody, I think we're here to help you if you need it, but,
Yeah.
we're on a weekly basis, we have people,
I understand.
emailing us, and you can't blame them. I drive by it every day, but I understand where you're at, and I hope you guys will do your best to get it done as soon as possible.
And the progress is important. I mean, the reason why the commission's considering this is because there was a long period where there was no activity whatsoever, and
Yeah.
we understand that when you're demolishing a facility, it's going to be unsightly and it's going to be a work in progress, but the progress is the important part. When it's just a vacant, half-demolished building, it becomes a health hazard, and that's, again, why they're taking the action tonight.
And I can't defend the contractor. I just know that when the abatement stuff happened with the asbestos, he had to take a break, which he went and found other work, and then to get him back, and then it's been slow. And
We were
that's-
aware.
At the end of the day, he's your contractor.
Yeah, I know,
I mean, I understand that maybe the contractor had problems and an abatement and whatnot, but at the end of the day, it's your contract and it's your
Yeah,
contractor.
absolutely.
Yep.
I think we've all seen the progress this past week because we probably drive by it daily. We do appreciate there has been a significant amount of progress just since we met the last time.
Yeah.
And it's ideal for everybody if it's done before we have to do anything. So as we've all said, contact anybody you need to in the departments. We'll help all we can.
I'm sure city staff will be very helpful.
Absolutely, we can.
Yeah, when I left to come here, he was actually finishing the last part, so the whole building should be raised. But
Awesome.
now it's just coordinating the hauling and where to take it and which landfills and everything that comes
Good.
along with
All
it.
right.
Well, we can definitely try to put you in touch with people.
Yeah, I tried to contact the Bill Ring today, but he was not able to get back to me, so.
He's right
I
behind
know
you.
where
behind
it's
He was probably out fixing roads.
Yeah, I think he was actually. So, no, we appreciate it, sir. We'll be glad to give you help if we can. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Vote.
Okay. All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Aye. Passes 3-0. Almost said 5-0. Next item on the agenda, vehicle abatement at 414 East 7th Street.
Jesse Rohr, Public Planning Inspection Enforcement Superintendent again. So for this item, staff is requesting approval of another resolution, this one to allow an inoperable vehicle to be removed from the property at 414 East 7th. There's a picture of the property itself. The vehicle has a tag that expired 1 year ago this month. Some properties from a week or week and a half ago, or some pictures here. That was also abated by the city, all that mess there. There's a picture from today. Checked the vehicle this morning. It was still on site. No contact from the property owner. Again, all required notifications as required have been sent to both the property owner and the tenant. This is a rental property. With this particular property, there's also been many past abatements and nuisance cases. I checked last week, and we've had 14 nuisance cases in the last 5 years on this particular property. So again, you have the couple different options here. You could approve the resolution allowing the vehicle to be removed from the property as standard, or not approve the resolution and provide any other options for staff. Staff, of course, would recommend approval of the resolution and have the vehicle at 414 East 7th removed no sooner than 10 days after approval.
Mr. Mayor, I move we approve the resolution to abate the vehicle located on the property at 414 East 7th Street 10 days after the approval date.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Just have a question on that. On the vehicle, if it's not the owner of the property, who do we charge once we have to abate it?
Still goes to the owner of the property, and
Oh.
then it's up to the owner if they choose to recoup any costs for the tenant.
Okay.
It's the owner of the real estate property itself.
Gotcha. Okay. Any other? Okay. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes 3-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jesse.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Jesse.
Next item on the agenda is seatbelt fines. Approve ordinance number 3937, amending seatbelt violation fines.
Both of these are mine, actually. The seatbelt fines and the municipal court costs are kind of hand in hand, if I could. The first one is the seatbelt fines issue, and as I explained last week, and is contained in the memo, the state of Kansas has changed the fines for seatbelt violations. In order for the city to continue to enforce that law, we need to have us be in synchronization with the state. Our fine right now is $10. Now we have to send $20 for each ticket conviction in to the state for the seatbelt fund that they've created. So we recommend that we increase that fine from $10 to $30. And that's the first ordinance that we're asking that you take action on. The second one, if I might, is the municipal court costs. While we were working on the seatbelt fines issue, the chief of police brought it to our attention that our current court costs being charged are significantly lower than the district court fines, court costs, and also we are not keeping up, I guess, if you want to put it that way, with other cities. They are real costs. This isn't just a question of keeping up. It's helping pay our own administrative costs. So the police chief has recommended that we approve ordinance number 3938, which would set the municipal court costs at $100 per case. And I do know that there's some concern from people that sometimes those costs are just too high. You know, the individual, for whatever reason, can't handle it, and the judge always has the ability to remit those costs and to take that into account. So this isn't just a rubber stamp thing.
We need two different.
Yes, you'll need two motions.
So I would move that we approve ordinance number 3937, amending the seatbelt violation fines.
Second.
Okay, motion second for ordinance number 3937. Comments on that?
If we didn't do anything, it would end up costing us money every month.
Yeah, we'd go in the hole.
Yeah.
Or not
We're
write
not gonna
the
do that.
tickets.
All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. This is 3-0.
Mr. Mayor, I move we approve ordinance number 3938, setting municipal court costs at $100 per case.
Second.
Motion second on the floor. Okay. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Passes 3-0. Thank you, John.
Thank you.
For the city manager.
I have nothing to report.
No progress?
No, the Progress-E is out of town.
Oh, okay.
The only thing I'd like to comment on is all of the wonderful things going on with the sesquicentennial, and I've worked on that word all day today. There's wonderful things happening. We're bringing people in next weekend because there's so many activities next weekend, and we'd just like to encourage everybody to participate in all you can. And as I said earlier, the only two people here that saw 100 years, one's in yellow, one's in red. It was a wonderful celebration. Now we can say we saw 150.
That's right. But that
was
will
awesome.
both have been fun.
Yes, absolutely.
Apologies for making the meeting start late. Things don't run like you want them to when you got someplace to be.
We will always wait on you.
That's right.
You're the
Only
master.
because the
we
law
needed the
makes you.
quorum.
Good point.
You
Good
were the
point.
quorum.
So, I wanted to bring up something. I guess most of you guys know I've been part of the Uber drivers in Hayes, and I asked Toby for some information last week, and it's more than just the Uber drivers, but in 2014, we deregulated the, I guess.
Taxi licensing.
Taxi license. And just ask him, like on DUIs, how it's affected it. And the information you provided, we've had about a 30% decrease in that time. And I've actually only been an Uber driver for roughly 4.5 months. But another good friend of mine, Jenny Atwell, we always call her the legend because she's one of the first ones to do it. And she truly likes selling the city of Hayes. It's unbelievable the comments she gets. People say, man, you should be on the city commission. You're always telling us where to go in Hayes and stuff like that. And it was interesting information since it started last August. And like you were saying, we need longer time to see if it's truly legit. But since we've had Uber in Hayes, we've actually had a 24% decrease in DUIs.
That's just
And,
unbelievable.
and not only the DUIs, but I think that's just great for our community. When I give people rides in this town, I mean, they just applaud our community, how great it is, the transportation, whether it's cabs or access or whatever. And I just think it just kind of sets us above a lot of communities. And most of the drivers that are doing it, I feel are doing it for the right reason. They, you make a little bit extra money, but you meet a lot of people from out of town. And for me, that's the most interesting part. I mean, guys, I wish you could hear the stories I hear. And I mean, this is people from Atlanta and Georgia, and so it's just really neat. And then when you see numbers like this, it definitely makes it worth it. So.
How many drivers do we have in Hayes now?
Well, I know of about 10, but I would say 15 to 16.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Very
There's
good.
about 6 or 7 that every weekend I see out quite a bit. And that's the best part about that. But I also think it's like in the beverage business I'm in, competition makes you better.
You bet.
Whether it's a cab or Uber driver, you want to be better so people use you. And, that's in just business in general. So I think it's great for our community, and it's a lot of fun also. So
Well, not just the Uber part of it, but
No,
that
yeah.
the city commission, when I wasn't here, decided that the city shouldn't be in the taxi cab regulating business, and look at what has happened when the government says, we don't want to be involved anymore.
I was-
Something great.
I was actually going to touch base, but you're exactly right. It just shows you that's a point where deregulation actually made something really good for
Yeah.
our community. So
Absolutely.
that's and that was city staff realized that why do we need to do this? So that
Yeah,
was-
it wasn't the city commission, it was
Nope.
city staff who said, why are we doing this?
It was Kim.
Yeah.
It was
You're
Kim's
right.
idea.
Look at all the good you did, Kim.
I think he said it was a waste of money on our part.
His first question was, why are we only charging X amount of dollars
Uh-huh.
to do background checks? Because it costs us this amount of time.
Right.
Which prompted all the follow-up questions, which led to the deregulation. But
Keep
as soon as it was
them around.
deregulated, there was a proliferation of taxi cabs in town, and they've been pretty successful ever
Super.
since.
Yeah, it's great.
And that truly, guys, wasn't self-serving for me. I just thought it was
Oh,
right.
I know.
No,
I think
I
it's
know.
great
Neat
information.
I really enjoyed getting that email earlier
I
today,
did
it was
too.
great.
It's really nice when you send out.
Made a
positive.
smile.
Appreciate that. So that we're adjourned. We've been done 5